guys, Beth here, and today I'm going to do my top 15 books of 2015, and it was really hard narrowing it down, and I still can't believe it's nearly the end of 2015. Don't really know where this year's gone. The last 2 months were a big blur, so yeah. These are my favourite ones, and I've also picked one that will be my favourite book of 2015, and I've got to admit it was kind of easy to pick that one because I have not stopped talking about it and I loved it so much. But trying to choose 14 books out of all the ones I've read this year were really hard. So yeah, let's get to it. First one I loved was Little Black Lies by Sharon Bolton. It's about a woman whose 2 kids were killed, and it's like been so many years since it happened, and then more kids are going missing on the island and some are turning up dead, and it's so good. It's such a really great mystery suspense book, and I think everyone will love it because, oh my god, it had me guessing till the very end, and it was just fantastic. I loved it. The next book is Illumini by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I absolutely love this. It's so different from any other kind of sci-fi book I've read before, the way it's how the story is told, but it was brilliant. If you've not read this yet, because this has been a big buzz around this in the last few months since it came out, I really suggest that you do because it is a brilliant sci-fi book. The next one is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and this was, I think I read this at the start of the year and I've just loved it ever since. Like, it was a really great fantasy story, and I'm really happy that she announced that she will be writing more in this story to do with the characters, and I'm very excited because I really did love it and I cannot wait to see where she takes this series. Another one I really loved was Uprooted by Naomi Novik, and this is a retelling, I believe, of Rapunzel, is it? And it's about a guy who is the dragon, looks after this little town, I'd say, or place, and he picks a girl every 10 years to come stay with him in his castle, and the main girl in the story, Agnieszka, thinks everyone believes it's going to be her best friend, everyone believes it's going to be her, but then it turns out to be Agnieszka. And a lot of things come to light when he picks her, and loads of other things happen, and this was just a brilliant fantasy story. And I read it about 2 days because I had to like go to work when I was like in the middle of reading it, and I really wanted to not work so I could carry it on, but it was just fantastic. Next book I have is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This was brilliant. There's no words for how great this book was, and I'm just so excited because I got the Proof of Glass sword, so I'm going to be starting that really soon before it comes out. But if you've not read Red Queen yet, then I really suggest that you do because it is fantastic. The next one is one that had me cry quite a bit, like tears everywhere, might have threw the book in the corner, and that is All the Bride Prices by Jennifer Niven. This was fantastic. Like, if you love The Fault in Our Stars, then I suggest you read this because it was brilliant. It got me right in the feels, like right there, and I just couldn't cope. I just started sobbing during the book, but it was fantastic. Like, if you've not read it, then I really suggest you do because it was brilliant. So the next book I have to show you is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and this was brilliant. Don't know why it took me so long to read it, but I loved it. I love Kat. I identified with her so much, and I think that's why I really did enjoy this story, because like where she just wants to stay at home and write fan fiction, it was like me when I was 18, so really felt like I was Kat for part of the story, but I really did enjoy it. I really loved her and Levi, and I'm very happy that she wrote the Carry On book, which I have still yet to read, but I will get to it. But yeah, Fangirl is fantastic. Next book I have is Remix by Nom Pratt, and this is about 2 best friends who go to a festival for the weekend, and there's boys, drinking, everything is involved basically, and it is fantastic. It reminds me of my first time when I went to a music festival in the UK. But yeah, it was brilliant. Like, if you've not read this, then I really suggest you do. It's a quick read, like you'll love it though. The 2 girls, Kaz and Ruby, were amazing. Like, it's great seeing a nice friendship, but even though they do fall out quite a few times, they're always like there for each other because it was brilliant. Really do suggest this one. So the next book I have is The Baby by Lisa Drakeford, and this was fantastic. Oh my god. Like, it's a short little book, and it's also told in the 5 different points of views from the 5 friends, because Olivia is having her birthday, and the next minute her best friend Nicola is having her baby in a bathroom. So as you can tell, it's a bit complicated. My favourite character in this book was Alice, Olivia's little sister, because I thought she was adorable. I really did love her. But yeah, and there's also also 2 other points of views from John T and Ben, and you'll find out like all the stuff that happens before the baby, like, you know, who's the father basically, and how it basically breaks up some friendships and relationships. But it's really great and I really loved it, and I cannot wait for the next one. The next one I really did love this year, and it probably won't come as a surprise to many of you, is Monster by CJ Skews. And if you've probably heard me talk about this a lot, but it's about a girl who is in a boarding school for Christmas and there's a monster, but a lot of things happen. It's so funny. Like, her best friend Maggie is hysterical. Oh my god, I loved her. She could, like, even in like really bad situations, she was making me laugh. Other than that, it is fantastic. It's creepy. It's a great book for Halloween, but it's also great for Christmas around the winter time because it's set around then. So I suggest if you picking this one up now, because you could read it now and it just goes so well with this month, and it's so creepy, and I think you would really enjoy it. The next one I have is Am I Normal Yet by Holly Bourne. This was amazing. Like, it's about a girl who's going to start college and she's had to deal with living with OCD, and she's trying to be normal basically. She wants to go out and party, she wants to make more friends, she wants to get a boyfriend and have a first kiss. But a lot of things happen in this book, and it reminds me of when I was 16, because the boys in this book were basically like the boys when I was 16. So it really was great, to be honest. It really tells the truth about everything, especially if you're not from the UK. Read this, then you'll love it. And also, it was just so like heartbreaking at times, but she meets 2 amazing friends as well, and Holly's actually making this into the Spinsters trilogy, I think it's going to be. And this one is about Evie, and the next 2 are going to be about the other 2 friends, because they make a club called the Spinsters Club. So yeah, it's really pretty cool. So if you've not read this, then I really suggest you do, because it is fantastic. The next book I recently read, and I just fell in love with the characters, and that is Vendetta by Catherine Doyle. And this is from the Blood for Blood saga, and the next one, Inferno, will be coming out next year, and it is just brilliant. It's about a girl and 5 brothers move in next door. It's basically like Romeo and Juliet, because she falls for one of the brothers, but then they can't be together, and a lot of things happen, but it is fantastic. It's so, I'd say suspenseful, like it'll keep you on your toes when reading it, because you won't know what's going to happen, but it was fantastic. The characters were great. Sophie's growth, character development through this book was brilliant. Like, I can't wait to see where she goes in the next one. But yeah, if you've not read it yet, then I really suggest you do, because it is just brilliant. I loved every second of it. The next book I have is Asking For It by Louise O'Neill. If you've not read this yet, it's about a girl who wakes up after a party and there's pictures on the internet, and basically you find out she's been raped. And Louise did not hold back in this book, and that's what I really loved about it. Like, she did not hold back once. She let it all out. It's about sexual consent and betrayal, victim blaming, and truth in the age of the smartphone, basically. And because girls and guys go through this all the time, and no one gets blamed for it, basically because it's all victim blaming. But this one is something I think everyone should read. It's actually a YA book, but I think just everyone should read it, because it's such an important topic. And if you've not read it yet, then I really suggest you do. Like, it will get you right in the, the feels, basically, because you'll feel terrible while reading it, because it made me angry after reading it, but it made me angry because of how true this book was. So if you've not read it, then I really suggest you do, because it is just mind-blowingly amazing. So definitely for people to read. The second to last book I have was one book that I really did love, and that is Unbecoming by Jenny Down. And it's about 3 different generations. It's the daughter, the mother, and the grandmother. The daughter is going through a problem at school because she's trying to figure out her sexuality, basically. She kissed a best friend, and the best friend was like, what are you doing? Then the best friend told everyone at the school, so now she's getting ridiculed for basically being a lesbian. So she's trying to prove that she likes guys, but a lot of things go on there, and it's so good. Like, her story is really good. And then we meet the mum, who is not with the father of her kids anymore, and her grandmother comes to stay with her, and her grandmother was never really a good mum to her mother, as she like just left when she was younger, but then loads of things come to a light, and the mother and the grandmother actually has dementia. So it's really a beautiful story, and I really think everyone should read it. It's quite a big book, but it's just, I read it in one sitting because it was fantastic. Like, if you've not read it yet, then I really suggest you do. The last book I have to show you is The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury, and this is my favourite book of 2015. I read it earlier this year and I fell in love. Like, this was Melinda's, like, I think it was her debut book, and oh my goodness, is it fantastic. Just brilliant. The next book is called The Sleeping Prince, so it's come out till February, but I'm really excited for that one as well. And this is about a girl named, I can't pronounce this, Twilight, I'm going to say Twilight. And she is the weapon, like the palace's weapon. She can kill with a single touch, but there's a lot more that goes on in the story, and I can't really say what the story is about without basically spoiling it for you. But if I would suggest you pick this up, because this is the most amazingest fantasy book I have read in 2015. It had me gripped from the beginning, and I could not stop reading until I got to the end, and it's left me really wanting the next book in the series. So I'm just so excited for it, and this was a brilliant book, and also the cover is fantastic. I'm really debating whether to get the American hardcover one because it's fantastic. It's just beautiful. So they were my favourite books in 2015. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and let me know what books you really loved in 2015, and I will see you next time. Bye!